flirting, actually getting on quite well. I looked at scientists for a lot of my truth. Since we moved beyond Newton's idea of the universe and been influenced by Einstein onwards, Einstein brought in relativity, Max Planck talked of quantum physics and quantum mechanics, and it's really interesting. What goes on at a subatomic level is incredibly weird. And that's us. We're made of these atoms. So that's just an aside to say that part of this journey is actually it's quite holistic. It's not either science or religion now. And God's truth is coming into all these spheres. I was wanting to put something to the floor. We started a lot of things. I'll let you have one more go before we do that. But we've thrown a lot of things out there. I mean, we're not doing the classic preach here, obviously. So I'm aware that there's almost certainly questions that you've got. And I would love you to ask those questions, either right now or afterwards. Because as you can see, we're improvising here. We're improvising based on mutual trust, based on the fact that we believe that we are on a similar path. So, in as much as we're on a similar path, all of you and us, please ask what you need to ask. Ask questions you've never felt could be asked in church, if you like. And there's no question out of bounds to God. I'll hand over to you and then we can see if anyone's got anything.
Yeah, I wanted to say, I want to make a conclusion. The issue is that all of us struggle, one, with the concept of God. Two, we struggle with the Bible. I just want to conclude by saying, let's come back to South Africa, where we live. I think the church is going to have a difficult time in the future. One, because the church in South Africa is a church that doesn't want questions to be asked, raw, real questions. So if you ask real, raw questions, they say the heavens are open and the door is open. And I think the way I see it, in South Africa, we are going to have a problem unless if we, as the church, we begin to come closer and begin to talk and find each other and not be scared of each other. So, whilst churches are saying they want to rise up with the Bible, they want to rise up with the prophetic voice and whatever, I'm not sure we're going to have problems. Let me give one. Some few weeks ago, I was asked to come and speak at the Union Building. 15,000 Christians were praying there. I think 95% it was white and 5% was black. So I was the only black person speaking there. Now, here is the problem. They had this big billboard saying, South Africa, turn to God. And when I heard that, I said to my wife, I'm not going. But at the same time, I have this other head of reconciliation. That one, I don't care whether you believe in God or you don't, I'm a reconciler. So there was no way I could say no, even though I could say no to the religion. But to them as human beings, I couldn't, because that compromises my other head. So I went there, but before I spoke, one guy said, he was talking to the whole 50,000 people, and there is the media there. He said, we are sinners in the hands of an angry God. He said, this government is corrupt, and the church is corrupt. This government is stealing money. You, the church, you are stealing money, you are not tithing. And I'm sitting there saying, my God, what am I going to say? Because I don't believe any of those kind of things that he's saying. And I'm sitting there thinking about my own people, because you see, that big billboard, it's very angry. It's saying, you South Africa, you are corrupt. Turn to God, dry of blood. So I said to them, I'm not coming to preach like all of you. I'm asking you questions. Because if you tell South Africa to turn to God, many of my people, they want to know which God do you want South Africa to turn to. Are you talking about the God that took their land away? Are you talking about the God that oppressed them? Are you talking about the God that exploited them? South Africa. You don't just tell South Africa turn to God. The question is which God? People want to know which God must we turn to. Because the God that the church has been calling South Africa to turn to is the God that kills people. So that's the problem. We are going to have to face the fact that we go back to the scriptures, we go back to the character of God and find out if we say South Africa turn to God, which God must they turn to. Because people have got memories of this God. And they are being away picture from this God. So
I'm very aware that it's Mother's Day, that the children's church is sitting waiting for the mommies to arrive. I know that there are lots of people who are riveted by this type of discussion. I know my husband drives me silly because he's sometimes on Facebook with this preacher talking on all of these issues which are never going to be solved in our lifetime. But what I'd like to suggest is that, just to have a time, just one more worship song. People who need to leave now could maybe go, and for people who want to talk and ask questions and who really want to engage, am I able to say, can they stay behind? Is that okay? Okay, and Nick, you can be here tonight at 6:30. 6:30. So you bring all your friends who've got 1,000 questions. It's going to be another time of conversation. It's going to be a smaller, intimate group where we really are going to have a voice and we're going to be able to discuss things and research.
Guys, can you do your song again? Or another worship song? Give it a shot.
Is that good?
Yes.
All right. And then to be practical, some people have brought their tithing money today, so maybe we can just pass the basket around while we sing our last song. And thank you for being here. I know that Pete's trying to make us think about what we believe, to not